Hi guys, I'm Justin Allen, the owner of Everything Just Bake, and today I'm here with BakeDeco to showcase their cake dummies. Cake dummies are a great way to practice or just to show off your artwork because it will last forever. So they're essentially styrofoam and we're just going to cover them in fondant, and it's really easy to do, so if you're interested, stay tuned. So let's get right into it. So here I have the cake dummy. This is a 6-inch cake dummy that's 6 inches tall. I'm covering it in some shortening first. I'm wearing gloves just so it doesn't get in my hands and it's all greasy. So you really want to focus on that top edge primarily just because it's so sharp. You want to really make sure the fondant sticks well to that area. And cover all around the sides. And what's great about the cake dummy is it's so light so you can flip it over as opposed to a cake. So use it to your advantage. And now I have some satinized fondant here. I'm just going to roll it out, knead it a little just to get it smooth, and I like to use cornstarch when rolling out to prevent sticking. So I'm just about to roll it out. But what's great about BakeDeco's selection of cake dummy is there's so many variations of different sizes. Like the wacky tipsy-turvy cakes, they have large square cakes, they have even a hexagon shaped cake and hearts. So options are endless and all different sizes. So this is perfect to practice any cake design, big or small. And just to really get to do any cake design you always wanted to do for clients, and now you can build your portfolio in any way you like. So just roll out your fondant, very simple as you would do with any other cake. And again, this is satinized fondant that's available on BakeDeco's website. And once you get it nice and rolled out, then I like to use a fondant smoother just to get it really smooth before we cover our cake in it. And if you have any air bubbles, just use an acupuncture needle or something really thin to pop the air bubbles. And I'm just going to drape it over my cake dummy. And again, the cake dummy has been greased with the shortening. And this is just like covering a regular cake. So you drape it, focusing on the top edge and the top burst, as you can see me do. Once you get that top edge really nice and secured, then you're going to work on the sides, and this part you just kind of stretch it out, get those skirts out, it's called. So you just pull and tug, and you just want to smooth as you go. And you will eventually get a nice smooth surface without any crevices hopefully or creases. And you're just going to cut the excess off with a nice sharp blade, and the sharper the blade is, the cleaner your cut will be. And now what's great about cake dummies, it's so light that you can flip it upside down like I'm about to do. So I use my fondant smoother once again to get it nice and smooth, and then I'm going to flip it upside down. Super simple. If it was a real cake, I don't typically do this method, but for cake dummies, I do. So this way you can clean off the bottom excess, you can smooth it, and you can get that really sharp edge by just pushing a lot of pressure in and getting that shadow at the bottom gone. Okay, now wait for the reveal. Look at that sharp edge now. It's super smooth, super sharp, and super clean like a real cake would be, and no one can tell it's styrofoam. So I'm gonna do the same process. I have more satinized fondant. I'm gonna roll it out to cover an 8-inch dummy. So I'm gonna show you guys how to stack it too. So a 2-tier cake. So just like before, we're going to drape it over as I just did, and you're going to focus on the top and the top edge, and then you're going to keep pulling and pulling, getting those seams and creases out as you go. And I like to use my hands for this part, and then once I got all the creases out, I use the fondant smoother. However, do whatever technique works best for you. This is what works for me, and some people have different methods. And then again, clean the excess at the bottom with a sharp razor, and then you're gonna flip it upside down and do the same technique by getting that sharp edge and smoothing and putting a lot of pressure. And it might not seem like I'm putting a lot of pressure, but you have to put a decent amount of pressure to get that really smooth, clean finish. Okay, now it's time to stack the fun part. So all you do is use a little bit of buttercream or vanilla icing if you want stronger glue. I'm attaching it to a cake board that I already applied ribbon to. And I'm going to do the same thing with the 8-inch. I'm going to put the 6-inch cake on top. And you can see how smooth and really sharp the edges are, like a clean finish. And it looks like a real cake, and no one will ever know it's a cake dummy. So this is perfect for practicing or anything like that. You could even give it to your guests if they don't want to serve as much people. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this, and stay tuned for more BakeDeco videos. Thanks.